In this video, I will show you some behind the scenes material here from our production in this week, where we did our advent calendar for our client. But let's back up a little bit. So we pitched this idea a couple of months ago, and I did this little sketch up here with AI. I know people don't like AI, but AI is great for this kind of situation where you want to show your client what you want to accomplish. So we showed this AI mock-up, and they were on board after they saw this. So we wanted to do this advent calendar where we have either a old lady, like a grandma and a grandpa, and also a kid, and have them read cozy Christmas poems in this chair in a cabin up in the north of Sweden where it's snowing and it's very, very cozy and beautiful. But of course we wanted to do all of this in our studio and fake everything because that was our budget. Maybe we can do the real thing next year, perhaps. So we turned our studio to a blue screen. You can see the paper here in the background. Because we had a lot of props in the studio that just had to be green, like a green Christmas tree. So it just made sense to get a hold of a blue screen paper roll and just made sure that we could key out everything perfectly in post-production. So we did a couple of tests and it worked fine. Resolve Delta Keyer to the rescue. So here's a look at the camera. I used my A7S III and my custom 3D printed Cineback, which you can purchase on my Gumroad page, a shameless plug. I also shot this whole thing in ProRes RAW now that we have support for ProRes RAW inside of Resolve. That also helped a lot with the keying. You really get the finer details like hair strands when using ProRes RAW compared to H.264 internally in camera. So here I am trying to navigate myself in a cramped studio and putting up some 3D markers here so I can track the background. I'm gonna use Blender to do the background and also our exterior shot that will be totally all Blender. So I'm using this production as an excuse to learn more about Blender. So I have a lot of experience in Cinema 4D, but I really want to move towards Blender instead. And after these 2 weeks in post-production I have in front of me, I probably will be much more confident in Blender, and that is a good thing. Our biggest challenge in this production was actually the Advent candles. In our shooting schedule, we planned to take our talents and do a bunch of different days with them. So for example, with the lady we did the 5th December and the 7th and the 12th and so on. But that meant that each day needed different sized candles. So that gave us out of left field a complete headache that we needed to just make sure that the day we were shooting had the right sized candles in the candle holder. So this is a perfect example how something that seems very simple in planning turns out to be this huge headache. And now afterwards we should probably have just shot everything in sequence, you know, start from the 1st December and just go through the entire month. Because that way the candles could just burn down naturally over the course of our shooting day. But it's easy to be, as we say in Sweden, efterklok. Basically it means that it's easy to be post-smart. Here you can see the dolly I'm using. It's the Pro Aim Brisa dolly. It's very well made actually, and I did these spacers with my 3D printer so I could raise the camera a little bit off the platform. And here we have the NTG video mic connected to the Hollyland transmitter, and here I just did a simple fill with a RGB tube light. I had a little problem with the lady's glasses, so in this case here I needed to raise up the fill light so I didn't see that in her glasses. And also try to direct her to not to look up too much so that we could avoid that reflection. We were sending the camera feed to this production monitor here, but we were also sending the feed to a large TV here to the right, just so that the crew and the cast could see what was going on inside of the studio. A wireless production monitor like this is very helpful, especially if you have a set designer with you. She can just grab the screen and go in and do her stuff. Big shout out to Frida. So I'm gonna end this video showing some clips from the studio, directly from the camera. I'm really excited going into post-production here and doing this cozy scene here in the background, a cabin with all of the Christmas ornaments and maybe a fireplace. And also the exterior shot will be fun to create in Blender. So if you got any questions, let me know in the comment section and I will see you in the next one. Bye!